I am a happily engaged man to a lady from Ukraine, and here's our story. All right, so today's topic, what to know when you travel to Ukraine. I'd like to thank Dating Without Borders for the video that we're going to use today in today's live stream. So let's go ahead and get the show on the road, and let's start this video.
If you're going to Ukraine with the idea that you're just gonna, get one night stands, date around and all that North American stuff that you're used to, that doesn't really happen in Ukraine. People here tend to value serious relationships and tend to get serious pretty fast. You're gonna see a lot of people that are in big relationships or are even getting married and have 2 kids at the age of 20 something. Okay, so family values are really important here. So make sure you know that before you head on over. Dating around is not a thing here.
All right, so that's the first part of the video, and what I'm going to talk about is what we're going to talk about here is men pursue who they like. They're not there's not a fear of being turned down, as they have plenty of men to date, as we'll just see in this video.
If you're a girl heading over to Ukraine, looking to get a Ukrainian boyfriend, you're going to be surprised at how assertive and direct Ukrainian men are. They will let you know if they are interested. They will pursue you if they want to pursue you. There is a lack of wishy-washiness that we do see in North America and Western Europe.
So, along with that, so when we talk about that, men pursue who they like. There's not a fear of being turned down, as they have plenty of women to date over there. There isn't a let's go out as friends. It's all very black and white. You pursue or you're just not interested. There are no games. It's black and white. Women want to be pursued, not as sex objects now, but they believe if a man is serious, then they have value and they're worth being pursued. Women do not play hard to get. There's just too much competition over there. If she wants to go out with you, she will go out with you. If you turn a man down, she may not get that opportunity again. So if she likes you again, she's going to probably go out for you. Ukrainian women love compliments. I had a co-worker who was Ukrainian ask me why no one mentioned that she got her hair done. She said, did men not see it, or are they worried too much about sexual harassment to give a compliment?
Now, one thing to remember is that Ukraine is full of beautiful women. I'm sure you all know that. So men do have a lot of variety, and they do tend to get a little bit lazy. I mean, if you look at so many beautiful women all around you, you don't really have to put in much work anymore. Ukrainian men are quite desensitized by the amount of beauty that they're surrounded with. So I think it's gotten to the point that there's just too much to choose from. So you do have.
So with that being said, women and men looking for serious relationships in Ukraine. Women and men don't play the field. You're not dating someone or you're not. If you're being offered a one-night stand in Ukraine, she's either a prostitute or she's going to try to rob you. So please keep that in mind. Most women will not kiss even on a first date, let alone sleep with you. My Ukrainian friends here, they have two boys in their mid-20s that were raised with this outlook, and they found it incredibly difficult to date here in the United States. I remember one time one of the 25-year-old asked me, why don't they just say what they mean? Why do I have to solve a puzzle just to ask for a date? And that's kind of the thing that they were growing up and they've seen, and then coming over the United States, just having a completely different viewpoint on that. And again, what she was talking about is assertiveness. Men, they're going to make the plans. They do not ask, they tell. Now, Western men need to know this. They can get away with it a little bit as they know you're from a foreign culture. But I told dates, I know this Italian restaurant. I know this place over here. I always try to stay with places with the English menus. One of my Ukraine friends that has a husband told me to try to keep in that area, and that's what I did. The only way I found out to get help was if you went somewhere. You could say, oh, sorry, I can't read this, what the restaurants had, or that kind of thing. So it's good to stay in your comfort zone, and Match Guarantee will help you do that. You have a concierge that will help you find these kinds of restaurants.
Not a competition. Gender equality. There is none. Yeah. If you're a man, you must, you should, you have to, you will pay for everything. I think I scared like half of the population from going to Ukraine. Now, before you guys get your fingers ready to write, oh, how rude, this is the 20th century, I'm an independent woman, gold digger, and all that stuff that I know you're gonna write, keep this in mind. We're talking about culture here. Women in Ukraine are not out to use a man. Of course, there are some that are, as in any country, but men are not being used either. They like to show that they are a man in the true sense of the word, and the women want to show that they're a woman in the true sense of the word, and that's just the way it works.
All right. Now, along with that, so equality. I don't consider defined gender roles as a lack of equality like some people do. The man is expected to pay. It's the man's money, and what that's for the family. And what the women make, they'll tell you that's for her to look good. So again, family is the most important thing. She will pitch in, of course, for the family. I'm kind of being facetious with that, but over the most part, that's kind of the way they look at things. The lady I was with once, when we were in Uklan, told me not to give the guy the amount of cash I had with me because I only had a large bill. Instead, she gave me some smaller bills and said, you need to give this to him. You're the man. You pay. You give me the money when we go have lunch and you get smaller bills. So that's kind of the thing that you have to have when you go to Ukraine and have to kind of know. And it's a little out of the ordinary for some of us guys in the West. So the act of giving gifts or flowers is just the means, means just as much for a man's ego over there as it is for the woman's happiness. Both are receiving some pride with that situation and that gift in exchange. It is pride for the man to see that he can take care of his wife or his woman, and for her to be able to tell her friends, look, he's a strong man. He's a good provider. Look at what he does for me. Look how he takes care of me. Ukrainian men, I know here like to bring flowers home, and for that, that's something that they are used to. If you get a lady and she comes over here, they're going to be asking, and not so much asking, but expecting you to bring home flowers to her. And for them, it's not just that, it's also to show that you're a kind of provider and you're taking care of her, and you'll notice those kinds of things for her.
So I got the last round. Do you mind covering this one?
Yeah, no problem.
Sweet.
Okay, baby girl, and then he was like, you can get the next one, and I was like, thank you. Finally, who respects women and understands that I can take care of myself. Am I right? It is 2018.
You go, girl.
So I got the last round. Do you mind covering this one?
Okay.
You gotta do it yourself.
Мужчина, конечно, пошли.
So what was that?
I don't understand. Вообще не понимаю. What kind of man is this? You know, they cannot pay for a date.
Я не знаю, я вже нічого не розумію.
So again, with that, that's exactly what they will expect. If you go out on a date with a woman and you expect her to pay, you're not going to get a second date. And not only that, you're going to be talked bad about to all of her friends. So make sure there is no going Dutch. There is no, hey, let's pick out the next one. Otherwise, her response is going to be the exact same as in this video. So just really know what you were getting into when you go over there.
On the flip side, if you are dating a Ukrainian woman, you can expect the same from her. You know, Ukrainian women tend to be very nourishing, very warm, and they will really do their utmost to ensure that you feel like a man, provided that you act like one. Ти голодний?
Ні.
Сонечко ти моє.
Дядьки, ми looking to buffet style. Який буфет? У нас хлопці голодні, який буфет? Треба борщ зробити, треба холодець, треба вареники, олів'є треба зробити.
3 години залишилось, у нас нічого не
Сало
готово.
треба робити, треба відкрити горілку ще. Що ти, блин, кажеш нам? Буфет, блін.
Дорогой, що ти будеш їсти?
Пельмени.
Огірок?
Давай еще.
Що? Сметанки будеш?
Нет. Борща.
Хлебушка?
Да,
Огурчик тебе положить? Огурчик?
конечно.
Еще положить?
Вот, спасибо.
Now, what we just showed you right now, that's actually a true story. I'm not even joking. Of course, it's exaggerated, but it's still very true. So,
Yes, it is pretty true. And again, what she's saying is exaggerated, just to try to make the video a little more funny. But I felt so out of place the first time I went over to a Ukrainian person's house for dinner, as the lady that invited me, she was putting stuff on my plate, asking me to try this. I got up to try to go get some water out of the water container, and she's like, no, sit down, eat. And it was just the amount of tension that I was receiving. I was not prepared for or knew what I was doing, matter of fact. So it was quite an experience for me. Now, on my second trip to Ukraine, I went to Poltava, and the lady I went to see there wanted to cook me breakfast. I was, again, in this kind of situation, and she just kept on putting stuff on my plate. And to be honest, I didn't like a lot of it, but I just tried to eat as much as I could and tell her, yes, it's all great, it's all good. I got borscht, and then I got some other kind of soup. Then she gave me a salad. Then she took out some meat she had been cooking, and it just was thing over thing after thing. And here I was expecting a light breakfast, and I must have eaten more than I did all week in Ukraine. So that is really something you have to be aware of when you go to a lady's house or a Ukrainian's house for dinner, because they're going to kind of treat you like that. They're going to be putting things on your plate. They're going to be giving you that amount of attention and asking you if you need more, asking you Do you want more? How about some of this? How about some of this? Eat, eat. You know, it's something to them. They want their man to be satisfied. They want them to leave and not feel hungry and tell their friends that it's like, oh yeah, I was just over at what's her name's house. Boy, she had a great breakfast. She cooked everything for me. I'm stuffed. That's what they're like. Coming from the United States, I was not used to a woman fussing over me, putting things on the table, putting things on my plate for me. And at this time, this lady was a doctor, and I was telling her, how am I going to lose weight when you keep giving me more and more food? What I just learned, though, is just compliment everything she gave me, told her how good it was, and, let her fuss over you a little bit. Now, she didn't sit down and eat anything till I was almost completely done, and told her I was stuffed and I couldn't eat anymore. So that's kind of what we have for this today in this little video. So we hope you enjoyed it. It's just we try to do something a little bit different. Next week, we're going to talk about the cost of going to Ukraine. Now, I've gone there 3 different times, and I will share my budget for what I paid on each of my trips when I went. So from hotel to plane tickets to how much I spent going out on dates to anything and everything you would like to know, feel free to ask. So again, that's really all we have for today. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments below, and I'll answer them as best I can. Also, remember, we still have places available for our Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner contest. Feel free to register there and become a member for that. Okay, thanks a lot.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?